Okay, so for week 12 of summer anime, we got some good finales this week. I love Shadow's House. Lycoris Recoil ended, Engage Kiss ended. 13 episode shows, I love them. We still gotta wait a bit more for Call of the Night, Overlord, I'll still talk about them. And also, Made in Abyss. There's no episode this week to be found, so we gotta wait for that finale coming up real soon. But yeah, let's get into it as we finish up most of these shows. So starting off with Lycoris Recoil, episode 13. This is the finale. This anime is so goated as an original kind of girls just like hanging out, shooting, action, slice of life. It had a lot going for it. Really loved it. Here Chisato just like being awesome. Her attacking with Majima because they're in the same floor together, just like having a big shootout, while Takina and all the other Lycoris girls are going down the elevator. So someone is fatally shot inside the elevator. She's like bleeding out. It's the girl Sakura that replaced Takina's position in the Lycoris. So hopefully she doesn't die. She's bleeding out in this elevator. We gotta save her. But also, the lights turn off in the elevator. Majima turned off the power. Chisato's like, okay, why are you doing this? You know, we beat your ass a couple times already. And he's like, that's my goal. I just want to beat a strong enemy. I just want to fight. And Chisato was the only one that kind of like made him feel fear. Because that time when she was a little girl, she knocked down that first tower. He just like was infatuated with Chisato. And now they have like their fight to the death. So they're doing it. Takina's like kind of concerned that she can't help her, so she actually exits the elevator and just climbs up the elevator shaft up the ladder. So she's gonna provide support for Chisato, but Chisato has to survive. So it's pretty easy. She's just shooting up Majima with her non-lethal bullets, just hits him a bunch of times. The thing is, he has like a bulletproof coat. Yeah, Majima's got his P90 out here shooting Chisato. She just dodges everything so easy. But then there's a caveat. Chisato has to stop Majima because he got bombs strapped up to this building. So goddamn, bro, it's not enough to be a villain. We beat your ass so many times, but now you're salty. You show up here with bombs. Chisato dodges him pretty well. It's like a cool fight scene. Majima has grenades. Chisato's like jumping around, dodging. The issue comes when like a little bit through the fight, Chisato's heart. She's working so hard this whole day that it's just like giving out. So she has to take a breather, sit down and rest. Majima sees her and he doesn't want to finish her off like this. So he like takes some juice from the vending machine and they go drink the juice together. They have a good heart-to-heart talk. So we'll cover that later because Mika is out here, the Lycoris Cafe owner, Chisato's dad. So he's in the building with Yoshimatsu and he's such a cool badass scene. We've never seen him fight too far in this anime. So he ambushes Yoshimatsu. Yoshimatsu has his like female secretary fighting off Mika, but Mika just one punches her in the stomach. He does not care, so brutal, and then he takes his gun. It's kind of like a grenade launcher. He just shoots at her abdomen a bunch of times. She slams into the rail. It has non-lethal bullets, but shit, that still looked like it broke some ribs. So then Mika's scary. He's looking for some way to save Chisato, kind of end the story on the villain. So he basically says goodbye, kind of brandishes a gun, and then it cuts off. So we'll see what happens there. But then after that, we go back to the fight with Chisato and Majima. We realize that Chisato never really lived her life too much. That's all that really matters to her, her friends. She doesn't really have any outside goals, mainly because she's about to die soon. Majima's like, I'm the final dude, I'm your last friend. Let's end this right here. And then they go back to shooting each other. we finished talking, now guns. Boom, boom. So Majima gets the upper hand on Chisato. He kind of shoots her in the back of the shoulder because she's looking for his phone that has like the bomb code to stop it. But then when Chisato gets shot in the shoulder, she like flips Majima over as Takina's running. So Takina finally shows up, but then they go kind of flip over to like the glass roof of the building. The glass is cracking. Chisato gets the upper hand. She shoots Majima in the head. So this time he gets knocked out. She shoots him in the head multiple times with the non-lethal bullets, of course. But then, yeah, the glass roof falls, and then the cell phone, Chisato's trying to grab it because that has the bomb codes. But then, yeah, she's just falling off the building. Takina comes in last second, and she saved Chisato. She, like, uses her rope to kind of tie her up. But then, yeah, the bomb kind of explodes. Psych! It's fireworks. So Majima, he kind of, like, did all of this for fun. He didn't really intend to blow up the building, which is funny, I guess. So he just wanted to fight Chisato. So he's not really, like, a villain. He's kind of, like, a anti-hero type of guy. He fights for, like, whoever's the lowest, like, whoever has the least amount of power. So I guess he's just your average socialist. But yeah, Chisato just like hanging out the building, talking to save her. We did it, let's go. But Chisato still has her heart problems. But it was a cool fight with the fireworks popping and everything. And the rest of the anime is kind of the ending, a little lighthearted, showing what everyone's up to. So basically the Lycoris Cafe, it's running. everyone's out here working. Except Chisato, she's nowhere to be found. It's kind of implied that she died, but no, Takina is on a secret mission to rescue her. So Chisato, she got her heart operated on, so she got Yoshimatsu's heart. The thing is, like, okay, where did she go? She just left after surgery. She kind of like did her own soul searching. So it's probably been a few months, I guess, but then now Takina tells Chisato, yo, you have all this time, your heart, you got Yoshimatsu's heart implanted into you. It's all good. Now you can do what you want. And she wants to go to Hawaii, so we do that. But there's some baggage at the end that we're kind of like hiding away from Chisato. So Mika, he reveals that, yeah, he used Yoshimatsu's heart to save Chisato. They gave her like emergency surgery and everything. The issue comes when Chisato didn't realize Yoshimatsu was actually murdered. So yeah, Mika had to kill him to take the heart, but then he like tells Chisato that like he never really implanted the heart. It was always in the suitcase. He was just fooling you type of thing. But yeah, Yoshimatsu is dead, so he's like the real villain anyway. So I mean, who cares that he died? No sympathy for him. But then yeah, we end the anime off with a trip to Hawaii. All the girls are there. They're running their own kind of like food cart, wearing like cool Hawaiian outfits, just hanging out at the beach. A lot of like random nice fan service, I guess. And we end the anime there. A very solid show, you know, original anime, 13 episodes. I loved it. Chisato and Takina, their dynamic was nice, just like the girls hanging out. Ever since I saw the first episode, I thought the plot was like really goofy, like in a good way. Like, yeah, we're in a world where just like these high school girls are assassinating you with guns. There are a lot of like missions that Takina and Chisato went through that kind of like built up their character, their relationship. It all kind of like converged on like the big moment when Chisato's heart was about to fail. And then we ended off with a happy ending. So the story flowed really well. Just the beginning built up the relationship. Middle, there was like some tension, some action. And then towards the end, there was like a lot of drama, but we ended off like with a happy ending. A lot of cool fight scenes, a lot of cool guns. Yeah, just like a surprisingly good show. I really recommend the show to everyone. And yeah, that's it for Lycoris Recoil this season. I am going to miss you. Okay, so for Shadow's House Season 2, Episode 12, this is the finale. We saw last episode, bro. Mary Rosemary committed suicide. Fell off the bridge while they were like going to visit the grandfather, and goddamn, where do we go from here? Well, you know, if you're a keen anime viewer, you would know that, you know, maybe they didn't die. Just when you see someone disappear without any body, there's a high chance that they're alive. So yeah, everyone's kind of like spooked. They're like, oh shit, what do we do? It all relies on Edward though. He takes all the responsibility because it happened in the adult section. That's how all the kids got away with it. So basically Edward's kind of stressed. So his solution right now is to keep everything secret, low key, and basically don't turn any of the kids into adults anymore, like for the time being. So just like a lockdown on the transformation, which is really good for us because we don't want more people to suffer. After that, we kind of wrap up the season with a bit more exposition as we tie up some loose ends. So when Kate and Emelico go back into their room, they're met with this other robed figure. It's actually Anthony, which is Christopher's doll. So in the story last week, we didn't really know what happened to Anthony. I thought he got killed or something. But no, he's still alive. He's just, I don't know, he was like doing his own thing, like wearing his robe. He wants to free the shadows and everything. Basically, he wants people to keep fighting. And since Mary Rose, they kind of gave up. He kind of like didn't really care about them too much. But then he sees Kate and Emelico fighting. They're so strong, high willpower, very smart. So Anthony takes a liking to them and then he kind of like helps them out. And then we also see the plan where Kate actually supplied Mary Rose with extra soot. And this soot helped her cushion herself from the fall. So that's how she, I think they didn't confirm that she's dead or alive. But you know, highly likely that she's alive. Kate helped her out. So that's really cool. Anthony kind of leaves and then he like disappears. So we don't really know how he teleports around the house or anything. But yeah, he's basically telling Kate, you'll probably see more of me soon. So yeah, we got a new ally. He's a little suspicious, but you know, more friends the better. After that, we see Emelico getting some like identity crisis. She's been living out as a doll her whole life, but she knows she's a human. She's getting dreams now, her first dreams. And then she sees like dreams of her village, like a little bit. There's like birds and sunlight. And now, yeah, that kind of makes you feel bad because she's been sleeping in a coffin her whole life in the Shadow's house. So yeah, it's a pretty tough life, especially when you like have an identity crisis and everything. She actually wants to drink the shadow coffee a few times because she's like, okay, yeah, it's like a drug. It's like gonna mind control me, but it's gonna make me feel better. So she's actually struggling with her attitude towards it. Kate kind of hugs Emelico, gives her head pats because yeah, it's like tough learning all of this, trying to be secret and everything. After that, there's a meeting with all the dolls, the shadows, and the kids. It's led by the Starbearers Barbara. Okay, we're gonna assign new leaders for the teams. So we see that Emelico's team, Belle is actually back. So one of the Bells died. So it's only one of the Bells, Isabel. So it's kind of sad because she's also traumatized. But she joins Emiliko's team and Emiliko becomes the team leader. Wow, we did it. Emiliko and Kate are the leaders now. So they're moving up in the world. The thing is, as Emiliko as the leader, like, I love to see it because she's so nice and positive and helpful and works really hard. But yeah, basically she's working hard every day. She's like working double shifts extra. Just because Belle just like keeps running away. She's traumatized of the cleaning. She just gets memories of her time in like the soot pipes. Like that shit's rough. She probably got like lung cancer 4 times over. But Milk was basically trying to like therapeutically help her out. Just like, you know, slowly like, oh, you can work your way. But then there's another meeting with all the team leaders like a week later. So the issue is if you don't do your job, if you don't clean enough, you're useless. You're gonna get disposed of. And Emiliko just want Belle to be destroyed. But then the team is still functioning, like they did all their cleanings, they're not falling behind. So yeah, Emiliko argues that it's all good, but Barbara's like, bitch, this doll ain't cleaning, she's useless. And then Emiliko's like, no, don't dispose of Belle. And then Barbie just punches her in the stomach. Emiliko just gets launched through the room in the wall. Like, oh my god. But then Emiliko doesn't back down. She's like steadfast in her morals. She's like, Belle's been working so hard. She's been like cleaning the rooms of Isabel and Maribel. She's only one doll and there's 2 masters, so she has to do the work of 2 people herself. Belle is a member of my team. I'm gonna make sure you don't dispose of her. So yeah, Emiliko has experienced a bunch of loss, mainly rum from last season. So she stands up, stares Barbie in the face and says, don't dispose my team members, bitch. And yeah, we end the anime there. Credits roll. Yeah, kind of like an abrupt ending, I guess. I do have some opinions about the season. Basically, we're still in the children's wing. We haven't really made a bunch of progress. Like, we're team leaders now. We found out some past history with some of the older shadows. We know that Barbie's face is damaged, and then she's like stuck being a star bearer. It's not really a praise. We know that a good amount of people know about the fusion. We have allies in Anthony and Rosemary, Mary Rose, wherever they are. So some good things like happen, but overall like this season was a bit slow. I thought it was dumb that Kate was like the fall guy for everything, this big sud attacking, because she really had no capability of creating it. But I guess it shows how corrupt the Shadows house is, where if someone blames you for something, it's really hard to kind of like clear your name, so you gotta do your own investigations and everything. We saw a bunch of cool characters as well. I loved all the Shadows from the science department, they were nice. But then yeah, the anime's still very open-ended. We definitely need a season 3 after all this setup. Basically, the scary part is how to actually shut down the Shadows house, because everyone out here is our enemy. We have a few allies. We're slowly making allies, but then we're up against the grandfather. We're up against like literally everyone. The Shadow Coffee, it's infecting people. Cloverworks is doing a great job on all their animes, and Shadows house is no exception. Okay, so for Engage Kiss episode 13, this is the finale. So we see the demon girl Kisara just fighting the little sister Kana. So yeah, she's like the blue-haired demon. We saw the demon was like living inside Shu, the main character, and now she's like finally awake. She's seen like all these girls that Shu was like 2-timing with. He's just having like a big sex party, and his 3-year-old sister is like all angry. Kisara's fighting. Shu kind of like kisses her, gives her like super power-ups, and then she finally defeats Kana. And then yeah, I guess everything's kind of forgiven. Like Kana's like kind of like one of the first human demon hybrids, so they kind of have to like to figure out how to cure her, I guess. After that, yeah, we see it's kind of sad because Kisara, even though she defeated the villain, she's back to normal with Shu. Her memories are still gone. That kind of sucks. Because yeah, Shu's memories came back to him, but now like Kisara has to suffer. We see that the nun girl left, and then the blue-haired girl's like hanging out, working, doing her job. And now Shu and Kisara live together again. Everything's fine. And now he kind of lives with Kisara, and he has to like help her restore her memories. The issue comes when they kind of go in the apartment together. They kiss, because the show's called Engage Kiss. And then the little sister comes in, Kana. She broke out of the research facility because they're like trying to cure her. She keeps breaking out because she doesn't want Kisara to like have the brother by herself. So yeah, she got the Oni-chan complex, and now we just see like it's like very quirky, just funny, all these demons fighting, arguing against each other, the blue-haired girl kind of breaking things up as they all fight. So we end this anime very degenerate, very quirky, very funny. So yeah, I didn't like how it kind of revolved around Shu. Like I like the beginning where Shu was kind of like a different character, where he's like constantly poor, just like gambling, doing shit, just like being so bad with money, and then this demon girl just like accompanying him on his missions. But then after that, everything in this anime kind of revolved around him. Like all the girls he was 2-timing, they were just like a major villain in each of the episodes. So just the whole anime revolved around him and his girls. Well, I guess with their title, like Engage Kiss, it's kind of implied like that. But yeah, it really felt like something like Date Alive. But basically, nothing much to say about this anime. I didn't like it too much, but it was like still very funny. All right, so for Call of the Night, episode 12, we got one episode left until the finale. Get hype. But here, Ko, he's just going through like an emotional crisis. He doesn't really know what vampires are. He doesn't really know why he wants to become a vampire besides freedom. And that's such like a juvenile take, because it's like you could have freedom no matter what. You're hanging out at night cutting school. It doesn't really matter. He doesn't really know how to feel with Nazuna, and all his other friends are like convincing him not to become a vampire, don't become a monster. So then he hangs out with Nazuna again, talks to her because she sees that something is up with Ko, and then they decide to go visit Ko's house. So his mom, she works at night, so that's why he's like by himself all the time. And his parents got divorced, so that's why he kind of has this much freedom. And then Nazuna kind of tells him about being a vampire, because Ko like reveals stuff about the detective and everything. Yeah, he asked Nazuna, why did you want to become a vampire? And Nazuna, yeah, she wanted the freedom. The thing is, like, being a vampire, it's not fun. It's boring. You live for a long time and there's nothing to do. And you're kind of lonely as well. So if you're like Nazuna, who doesn't really like get intimate with anyone, she's just like lonely playing video games and everything. Yo, it sounds like my kind of life. But yeah, she basically kind of lied to Ko, because Ko has like the romantic idea of becoming a vampire, just like hanging out at night, going on adventures. When in reality, you know, just like stuff like that just gets repetitive. So Ko and Nazuna are getting closer together, but we gotta deal with this baggage on whether he really wants to become a vampire or not. And this is when he meets with Anko the next night. So she kind of puts like some heavy stuff down on him. They have like a good conversation. Anko's really concerned about him, but she's also like a bit lighthearted, making jokes about how like, oh, I'll kill the vampires and everything. You have no experience with girls, you don't know what romance is. Also, vampires are bad because they're monsters. So then yeah, she tells Ko, if you turn to a vampire, I gotta kill you. Also, she kind of like insults Ko. She's like, you got no chance of becoming a vampire in the first place because you're a 14-year-old kid, you don't know what love is. So yo, my girl Anko just roasting Ko. And then she's like, also, if you don't become a vampire, the other vampires are gonna hunt you down for knowing their secret. So then you got Anko here to protect you. So she also kind of flirting with him at the same time. It's so crazy. I love her. Also, after that, Anko kind of calls the police as Ko like kind of disagrees with her. So damn, Anko making it really hard for him to hang out at night. But then finally, as he runs into a park to like find shelter, hide from the police, he meets a new vampire girl. Her name is Hatsuka-san. She was kind of like the normal girl that didn't really stand out in the vampire clique. So I wonder what her deal is. They introduce some real shit to you, but now there's more vampire girls to kind of lighten the air, help our main character out. And we'll see what's gonna happen as we get closer to the finale. So yeah, that's it for Call of the Night this week. Also, I'll quickly talk about Overlord this week, episode 12. So we got one more episode left until the finale. Basically, I'm just kind of concerned because there's people like gunning for his head, and it'll kind of suck if he dies because he can't get revived. So that's one thing. But Ainz is overpowered, so I don't think he has to worry about dying anytime soon. Also, after that, the more interesting thing that happened, the Blue Roses. So the leader, she doesn't want to leave the Sorcerer Kingdom because she's like, yeah, we got to stay and fight. So then the boss, they poison her. And then they stab her, and then they mind break her. The girl in the mask, she's like charm person, which is a pretty overpowered ability. And then yeah, they basically like almost kill her, but then she makes her heal her wounds. But then they basically mind break her in order to leave the kingdom altogether because they don't want her leader to die. So it was like a pretty funny, brutal scene. Very unexpected, but I really loved how they kind of did it. So yeah, after that we see, yeah, some people are about to leave the kingdom, some people are staying. So yeah, more kind of background on all these side characters, seeing what they're doing. After that we see the princess. She gets a sword, she unsheaths it, which was kind of creepy. We won't worry about that too much, but yeah, we know the princess is kind of sus, two-faced. So yeah, definitely don't trust her. After that, we see Brain, the blue-haired sword guy. He's about to fight Cactus because she's trying to invade the inner breaches of the kingdom, the inner walls, freezing everything. So goddamn, there's like no one standing a chance. But then yeah, we see Brain, he like chugs the potions, doing some Dark Souls potting. It's like a cool duel because it's over in one swing. Cactus wins, but we see that he's like really strong, just like buffing himself a lot. But yeah, no one's really a match for Ainz's kingdom. So yeah, cool fight scene to end off the episode as this Prestige kingdom is about to get destroyed. And that's it for week 12. Thank you for watching again. I'm really excited for the summer season to finish up. A lot of these animes, 13 episodes instead of 12. That one extra episode really making a difference. I'm also waiting for the next Made in Abyss episode to drop, bro. We gotta finish up that anime. But yeah, we're getting a lot of solid finales in the meantime.